Welcome to Hot to Trot. This is not your normal horse racing podcast. I'm Ashley Eisenbiel.
And I'm Meadow Twaddle, and we're your hosts for Hot to Trot. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Hot to Trot. We're so excited to be here with you. It's foaling season, and all the mamas are getting ready to have their babies. And today's episode is really exciting because we're talking to some members from Delaware Valley University. We have Jenna Reigle, who is the breeding center manager. Then we also have Cory Kieschnick. She is the department chair of equine science and management. She's also the director of equine sports. And it's extra special because we have our Foal Cam set up at Delaware Valley University this year.
Yeah, this is actually our third year at Del Val, partnering with them to do the Foal Cams. We've been doing the Foal Cams, I think it was started in 2018. It was an absolute dream of mine to actually showcase some of the farms and mares and foals being born here in Pennsylvania with the public. And the cherry on top for me is educating that next generation of horsemen and horsewomen. And Del Val does a superb job of doing that. Their program is one of the best, I would say, in the country for, equine. They offer so much right there on campus. It's amazing. Plus, they have a competitive Western team. I was not aware of that. What college had we're not Texas, but that's freaking cool.
That's so cool. I've really never heard of anything like that. And, talking to these ladies today, I learned so much about their program, and I know it's so appealing. I kind of wish I knew more about this stuff going into the whole college life, but it's good to learn about. They really have a great program.
Yeah, it makes me want to redo college again. And I don't want student debt. I don't want to do that. And I also don't want to go back to the college diet, but seeing everything that they offer and the opportunities these students have, I didn't have that. Also feel when I had college, we didn't have really social media or anything. Things are a lot different.
Right.
You have better themes. You have to have themed parties and stuff and better classes and technology. I had an iPod. That was it. The old giant brick that weighed 4 pounds that you got to download music on. That was the highlight of my technology in college.
Yeah, things are a little different now. I'm a recent college grad, so, I have a fresh perspective on all that.
I'm excited though for you because now we have all this technology and we can actually live stream from different locations and do foal watch. This is your first foal watch with us.
This is my first foal watch. My first year at the PHRA, but last year I did keep up with the Foal Cams. I did watch and hop onto the live stream, but it's been so different being more hands-on with the program now and learning more behind the scenes and seeing the engagement. It's just a really incredible experience overall. So I'm really excited to see the progression of it, and I'm really excited to watch these moms have their foals.
I don't know if you're going to be as excited when we're up with the students at 2 and 3 in the morning, waiting for our mare to foal and giving updates on our social media. So you might be less excited on a Saturday night because I swear they all love the foal on the weekend. They never give it to us during the week. But those days are rough too because we always have meetings planned and you're up all night watching a mare foal and then you turn around and still have to be in a meeting at 9 a.m. But if the college kids can do it, we can do it. I can toughen up.
I know. And I feel for them. This winter has been brutal. It's so cold. And I can't imagine being out in the barn at 3 in the morning just waiting for this mare to have her foal. Come on.
It is crazy. I don't know how many, we've been handicapping these races. How many races have we handicapped and we've ended up having to toss it because we had canceled racing because of either wind or below zero temperatures or snow. It's just been crazy this winter. We haven't had a winter like this in years. So hats off to everybody in the industry because those horses have to be taken care of every single day in the cold. And I really hope that those caretakers hoodies and gloves and socks and beanies that we've given away during the year over the years have been put to good use. I don't know. Hats off to our industry. Love you guys. It's been brutal. we're thinking about everybody.
That's true dedication and passion right there.
Yep. Put the horse first always. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want to tune into our Foal Cams, they are live streaming now at penhorseracing.com and get all the updates on the mares and foals by following us on social media. We are posting constantly at Penn Horse Racing on X. We have Facebook, Instagram, and also on TikTok just for fun. And then we have the Hot to Trot TikTok. So always just give us a follow there and watch me and Meadow do stupid lip syncs and stuff. Why not? TikTok's been fun. It didn't get canceled. We were worried for a minute, but hey, we're still in there with the TikTok. We got it.
It was canceled for a few hours and it came back, right back like it never left.
Did you delete the app?
No, I knew because I knew it was going to come back and I wasn't risking it.
I didn't delete the app either. My son and his girlfriend did, and they finally got it back like last week. And they were so excited on Valentine's Day to make TikToks. I was like, you dum-dums. I've had TikTok this whole time.
How many times have we heard TikToks getting canceled and it never goes away? So
exactly. And they deleted it. I thought it was hilarious. Serves them right. Yeah. Well, let's get to this interview. It's been a great interview with Cory and Jenna, and I am so happy to be at Del Val again for Foal Cams. This is one of my favorite things that PHRA does, and please check us out at penhorseracing.com and give a shout out to these ladies. They are educating our next generation of horsemen and women, and birthing little baby horsies. Gotta love them. Best part of our job is baby horsies. Well, hope you enjoy and thank you for watching. Jenna and Cory, thank you guys so much for joining us. We're so excited to have the ladies of Del Val here with us on Hot to Trot. And I want to jump right into it because you guys have such an awesome equine program to educate college students and give opportunities to them in our industry. Cory, why don't you give us a little oversight of what kind of programs you offer? I know you have a lot of equine sports that you also oversee.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us. We're excited to be here. We love to talk about Del Val Equine to really anybody who will listen. So we are so fortunate to have two facilities right here on campus. So we have an equestrian center and a breeding center, and they're within walking distance from the residence halls. That's a real differentiator for our students. They have the opportunity to come right down. They can zip back and forth from class to the barn, class at the barn, class up on campus, which is great. We have degrees in equine management and in equine science. Our equine science degrees include pre-professional and breeding. And our equine management degrees, we have instruction and training, media and communication, equine assisted therapies, and equine business management. So we've got something for everyone. And a common denominator is we all love horses. So it's pretty great place to be.
Do you think that the equine program is one of the more popular programs that you have at Delaware Valley?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say that we have over 100 students who are have an equine major. We also have a number of students who are minoring. So we could have students in the animal science department, students in the bio program who are also getting a minor in equine. And then we also have students, Ashley, you mentioned, we have sports that are going on. So we have 3 different intercollegiate teams. We have a hunt seat team and a dressage team. Both of those ride on campus and they are within the Department of Athletics. And then we also have a Western team. They ride off campus, but compete for the university as well. So I would say that there are a lot of people here at Del Val who really love horses.
And what do you think makes your program a little bit more appealing compared to other schools that have equine programs?
Well, I would say, one, we have these on-campus facilities. We have anywhere between 75 and 90 horses on campus at any given moment. And the great thing about that is it allows the students the benefit of hands-on learning. So Del Val was founded in 1896 with a mission of science with practice, which was pretty cutting edge in 1896. So that has continued. Our mission in the department and in the university is that experiential learning. So because of that, the students are in their lecture classes, they're learning about nutrition, and they're not just on campus. They're coming down, they're weighing horses, they're analyzing feedstuffs, they are putting weight tapes on. For the Anat and Phys class, they're coming down, they're looking at the biomechanics of movement, they're painting the bones structure on the horses. So that's not even, talking about our breeding program where they're here when we're collecting stallions, when we're inseminating mares, when we're doing preg checks all the way through, and then when the foals are born, right? So there's so much hands-on learning that occurs here. And I think that's really what helps us stand apart.
Yeah, hands-on learning can be the difference between a good program and a great program. In my opinion, I'm a recent college grad, and I can get on board with that 100%. I had a lot of hands-on learning experience, and I'm very thankful for it. And that would definitely be something, if I were to do college all over again, that I would look for in a program.
Yeah, I love that.
Jenna, talk to us more about, you are the breeding manager. Is it just the breeding manager?
I'm the stable manager of the breeding center that's here on campus.
Okay. Well, that's where you run the whole program that has us with you all the time on the Foal Cams, which we love. And I know I can be a major pain in your butt because I spend a lot of time in your barn, hanging the cams, cleaning the cams, fixing the cams. But
Better you than me doing that part.
Yeah, good thing I'm not afraid of heights. And I love your IT guys there at Del Val. Let's give them a shout out, and your maintenance guys who hung all the cameras for me and then also got us hooked up with the internet in there. It was a journey our first year. I can't believe this is year 3 for us there. It's been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed working with you guys. But one of the things I love about your breeding program is you guys take them from foals all the way to our Harrisburg sale, the Black Book sale. And we saw you guys this year. How many horses did you take to the Black Book sale this year with the program?
We took 6 yearlings this past year in 2024. We're happy to have 9 now yearlings that will be prepping for the sale this year. And we are expecting 10 of our own standard breds.
Wow. That's awesome. That has to take a lot of preparation, not even to get the horses prepped to go to a sale, but the students prepped, because a lot of them haven't been to sales or taken horses to sales. What goes into that?
So everything that we do here at the breeding center does correlate with a breeding class. So for yearling, we have a class called Yearling Horse Sale Management. And those students are assigned a yearling, and ultimately they are responsible for the sales prep of that yearling. And then they get to go to the sale with their yearling. They show the yearling there in Harrisburg, and they get to walk it up to the sales block is always kind of the highlight of the whole class. I feel like they look forward to that moment for the whole semester.
Yeah, understandably. I saw this year we had a couple students get a little teary when it was time to say goodbye and move them over to the stall after they were sold. And I felt so bad, but it just shows how much a heart and how dedicated they are to your class. This
past semester's class was exceptional, and they spent every day with their yearling, which is kind of the idea. They're supposed to. So that's when we get tears at the sale, is when they put the time in that they're supposed to put into their yearlings.
Aww. Yeah, that emotional attachment must be really tough to break. I feel that.
Yeah. Also, too, since we have a pretty small group, they get really attached to one generally, which is how it goes.
I was going to say, I think that the thing is that they have such a mix of emotions because they love them so much, but they're also so proud and so excited for them to go do big things. I think that it's good practice for them to feel all of those emotions because their horses really evoke a lot of emotions, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. All kinds.
The other thing is, like, we usually partner Jenna and Cory. You guys come out to Pocono Downs with us usually in the late spring or early spring, I guess it would be. We go this year, we're going to probably go April, March. We'll try a little bit warmer. Last year it was freezing, but we go out to Pocono Downs and we actually get to show the students like the horses that are racing. And that's one of my favorite days is taking your class out there. And I think my favorite thing is teaching them and giving them their little betting vouchers and talking about the race and seeing how excited they are once they put their bet in. And we talk about, the parameters of this race and who they think are going to win and the odds. And that one student that won last year, she stole my heart. She was such a trip. I loved her.
So PHRA has partnered with Delaware Valley University for the Foal Cams. How important is it for you guys to kind of collab with our organization and have the Foal Cams advertised to anyone that wants to watch or be part of it?
I'll say that we just really love this partnership. I think that it's such a great opportunity for everyone kind of to be able to have access to something that's pretty special. So not only are they getting to see these foals be born, which they may not ever have the opportunity to do otherwise, but also it's great for us to be able to showcase what our students are doing because you really can see, it's not that live stream is on and it's not just the foal being born. It's the students in and out of the stall every day with the mares, brushing them and chatting with them and cleaning stalls and moving horses around. So, and then also the camera that's out on the field. So you can hopefully see, a foal and a mare outside. But I think that it's really nice to be able to showcase our students really doing what they love and having the opportunity for hands-on learning, and also to show anybody who wants to see a pretty special event.
I think it's great that we get to also show how our industry comes together. Like a horse doesn't just show up to the track and race. It's not just a horse born on a farm that, mom and dad saw with the neighbor, like, oh, I have a daddy horse and I have a mama horse. Let's have a horse. And it ends up at the Kentucky Derby or ends up at the Breeders' Cup. It doesn't happen that way. These horses are planned. We are looking at bloodlines and there's a lot that goes into it before they reach the racetrack. And this is just the very, very beginning, the first steps of that journey and some of these horses don't even make it to the track. It's only a handful of the special ones that you can see are going to be, wanting to race. They have to want it to get there for one. They have to have that, just like a human, the drive to want to race. And, if they don't go to the racetrack, we find them another job that they're going to love just as much, probably being dressage horse for Cory's team at Del Val. You never know.
Yeah.
But I think that's really important for our sides of things is giving, the general public a little insight to all that goes into these horses before they get to the racetrack. It's a lot. It's years and years and hands. So many hands touch horses before they even race for those who go. So it's just amazing. And I love you guys for allowing us to partner with you and showcase this. It's just so important, I think, to give the awareness, educate everyone, and then also bringing that next generation of horsemen and horsewomen, man. We really need them. So thank you so much for everything that you do. But Jenna, I also really want to know, we've had some students in the past that are like dead fast. They do not want to be on the live stream. What's the feel of this year's group of students? Are they excited to be on the live stream or are they going, no?
I I think they're kind of middle of the road. I never think they mind being on the live stream. I think it's more of the idea that I can remind people to not be judgmental of us when we're doing our thing, usually in the middle of the night when we would rather probably be asleep because we're probably really tired from being up the whole night before. So I think it's more of a worry rather than I'm not excited to do this. So I think they're overall are excited.
It probably gets to a point too where like it's the middle of the night and the mare's in foal and no one's even thinking about the camera or the live stream, you know, like the focus is on the horse. So I would understand kind of leading up to it being a little iffy about it. Oh, there's a camera up there on me 24/7. But I feel like when that moment hits where, you know, the mare's about to have her foal, nothing else matters except that.
Yeah, that's very true. I think in the moment they don't even think about it.
Right.
Yeah. And I think it's pretty cool because you really are seeing, I mean, this is exactly what's happening with all of the other mares as well, right? You get to see the whoever wants to watch can see these three. This is something that's happening for the whole breeding season and you're seeing what they're doing.
Talk to us, Jenna, about those three mares. Who do we have on the Foal Cams this year?
Coming up first, probably will be first, is Thistle Dew. And she's in foal to Temporal Hanover. He's an Indiana eligible sire. Really excited for that foal. Not everybody can afford a Walner, so we're getting some Walner pedigree into our yearlings. I'm super excited about that. She's due on March 19th, so she is scheduled to be the first mare. And like I said, I think she will be the first mare. And then we have Ocean Love Potion is in foal to Green Manalishi. She's due March 31st. And our other mare, To the Good Life, who is in foal to Volume 8. So she might be the hit since she's Pennsylvania sired, bred, and eligible. She's also due on March 31st. So they'll probably stagger themselves out at some point. But that's who we have to look forward to.
This is my first year doing Foal Cam work with the PHRA, but I'm learning that you have a theme each year to name the foals. So what is this year's theme?
This year's theme is mountain ranges or mountains.
Oh.
Doesn't have to be a range.
Oh, that's interesting. Like, what's an example? Like,
so
do you have any in mind?
We have three on the ground already. So we have Denali was our first foal, and we have Rainier, and we have Dutton.
That is so cute. I don't even think I would think of that.
I think Everest is on the horizon. Mm-hmm. Sierra Nevada, they want to name one.
I like
K2.
that.
I like the name K2. I think it's a cool racing name.
Yeah,
I think
that's cool. What's your favorite year's theme in the past?
My favorite theme was cars.
Yeah.
And we had a small group of foals, so we ended up doing luxury cars.
Mm.
Cory, do you have a favorite year?
Yeah, I think I really liked the shoe year. We had shoes. Yeah.
Like stiletto?
There was a ruby slipper, but it ended up getting a little bit brandy. So we had a van, we had a Doc Martin.
All right.
A Timberland.
Timberland, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
I have to say that I did push very hard last year for it to be a Taylor Swift year. I felt like that was our year to do it. I could not sell it. Couldn't sell it.
That would have been it. That would have been a great theme given her tour and everything last year. And do you have a lot of content?
Thank you, Meadow.
A lot of ideas to work with because she has so many songs.
The students were just concerned about names for colts. They were afraid that we would have a bunch of Travises running around. So,
all right, makes sense.
No, it's fine. I love it. We should have had a Swiftie year. I'm going to throw it back on the docket.
Our we stand a stallion and we call him Swiftie. So So that is as Taylor as our names have gotten.
That's so cute. Jenna, can you give us an update on some of the horses or the foals that we saw be born last year on the Foal Cams? What are they doing?
Yeah, so last year's theme was trees. So I think you guys saw spruce and rowan, maybe.
I remember
aspen?
Spruce.
Aspen. I'm trying to think who the third one was. Spruce, aspen. I thought it was rowan on the cams, but maybe it was.
Go back and double check. We'll show the
else.
pictures. We'll flap them up.
Yeah, there we go. So last year's theme was trees. Since we're talking about the name themes, the trees will be headed to the sale this year in November. Right now they are shaggy and living their best lives outside. Mostly outside. The students do start really early with grooming them. Obviously everybody's halter broke as a foal, so they're very catchable. We can lead them around. They get groomed. They come inside when they need their feet trimmed. We weigh them monthly. So they have a lot of hands on them already.
You said you have a few foals on the ground already. Are they colts or fillies?
We have 2 colts and 1 filly.
Do you have a prediction on how many or are you gonna have more colts or fillies this year? What do you think?
I think it's a pretty even split. We do actually sex the foals in utero, so for the most part, it's pretty accurate. So I would need to go back to look. For me, I just want it to be healthy and standing and nursing. So I don't spend too much time on, is it going to have a filly or a colt? But the students get a kick out of kind of knowing what it's going to be. But I do think it's split pretty evenly this year, which is good because last year we had a whole ton of colts and we only had 2 fillies.
Aw.
The year before that, we were like all fillies and we had 1 colt and it was like the very last one. I remember that year because I was like filly again between the 2 farms. We just kept on getting the fillies. So at least we got that one colt in at the end. So Jenna, everyone's going to be watching these live streams. As we talked about earlier, you guys are an educational program. So they're going to see a lot more hands in the stall with the mare, checking her because we're giving that hands-on experience to your students. They're learning, and to learn, what better way to learn is with your hands, actually seeing it yourself. So do you want to give our listeners and our viewers a little bit of an expectation of what they're going to see that's going to be different from if they know about foaling from a traditional farm?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, Ashley, we're a lot more hands-on. A lot of these mares can do it on their own, and they don't always need extra hands in the stall or intervention, but you will see us as soon as the mare's water breaks, we go in the stall and we check the position of the foal, which I think is pretty common. But we do stay in the stall, a couple of us, during the whole birth. And a lot of times you'll see the students put a little bit of pressure on the foal's legs. They're not necessarily pulling the foal. That's just to give them the experience of if they go out into the industry and there is a mare that needs an assisted foaling, what to do in that situation. So we're really trying to prepare them for industry and any kind of situation that they might encounter out there. And also keep in mind that these students are essentially in class, even if it's 3 a.m. They are in class during the foaling. So we're in the stall a lot. We're checking the mare constantly. You'll see us checking her temp, checking her mucous membranes. We really rough up the foal once it's born, even if it's doing just fine, to give the students the hands-on experience of that.
That's so important. I think that, making sure these students actually, even though if this not necessary, getting able to put their hands on the foal, understand what it feels like, where to grab, where to touch, that's so important. And thank you so much for sharing that and clarifying that for our viewers and listeners, so they know what they're seeing as they're watching the Foal Cams. A great educational program.
I'll say that that Jenna does such a nice job instructing them in the stall, and they're not just getting the one opportunity. I mean, they really are interacting with these mares on a regular basis, and they're there for multiple births. They're not just there for the one, although they're probably assigned to just one mare. And I think what we hear from the industry is these graduates are ready to sort of hit the ground running. So our goal is for them to have the technical skills and also to have the theory background and the critical thinking skills, because that's really important when you're dealing with horses, and especially when you're dealing with foaling, because things can change pretty quickly. So I think that's one thing that we're really proud of is when our students are in vet school, when they're in grad school, or when they're in the industry, that they really have had that opportunity for the hands-on experience.
And that has to be like the most rewarding part, is having these students ready for the next stage of their life. Like you said, vet school, ready to hit the ground running. That has to feel really, really good that your program gets them set up for success.
Yeah, we're really proud of them. And I think that it's so nice because we do have the opportunity. Probably one of my favorite parts of my job is I've been here since 2001, and I just have this arsenal of alumni who will come back and see us, or who will touch base with us, and they're involved in various parts of the industry, and knowing that they have a resource in us, but then also now we have a resource in them as well. It's really nice that we have this sort of lifelong relationship with our students who now are alumni and industry professionals. And that's pretty rewarding.
That's amazing. Jenna, what's the most rewarding part about your job?
I really enjoy the yearling sale. I think that's a very rewarding time. Is, like you mentioned earlier, the time that it takes. For me, the foaling is kind of the middle step. I mean, we start thinking about who we're going to book these mares to way ahead of time, and then we have to get them in foal successfully. They have to carry the pregnancy to term successfully, and then finally we have a hopefully successful foaling, and then we spend that whole year really thinking about getting that yearling to the sale. So watching that yearling sell is the ultimate reward of what we do here at the breeding center. And then kind of the same is I have a lot of juniors and a lot of seniors that are in these breeding classes and then also work at the breeding center on the student staff. So kind of watching the yearlings sell on the sales block, it's just as rewarding watching the students cross the stage at graduation to head on to. I have 2 going to vet school, 2 are going straight into breeding internships. One's going to Kentucky. So really exciting things ahead for them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you get to see both sides. You get to see the foals, the horses go on to their new home and their new life. And then you get to see the students graduate and enter the next chapter of their life. So you get to see both sides.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Well, the hard questions are over, ladies. Jenna's had experience with this. I'm officially putting you in the hot seat. So, Cory, we're going to ask you some rapid fire questions. They have nothing to do with horses.
Uh-oh. Okay.
This is the fun part. All right, Cory, since this is your first time, you're gonna kick it off with your answer. What is the #1 song on your playlist right now?
Something by Noah Kahan. Anything by Noah Kahan, I'd say.
I just got into listening to him, which is
great.
Yeah, that's ironic.
I have a couple songs on my playlist of his. Jenna, what's on your #1 on your playlist?
Oh my gosh, I love Kip Moore, and his new album just came out, and I have been listening to, there's only 4 songs released on Apple Music thus far, and they are on repeat.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm going to go download it.
Go download it as soon as we're done.
Oh, love it.
All right, next question. Would you rather lose your keys or your phone?
I mean, I have experience with both. I'm going to say my phone because I have a watch where I can then ding my phone, but the keys are harder to find.
Air tags. You need an air tag.
I think I do.
What about you, Jenna?
That's a hard one. I think I would rather lose my keys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's less of a panic when I lose the keys than it is the phone.
I agree.
I'd rather lose my phone. Then I get some peace and quiet.
True.
If I lose my keys, I can't escape.
It's true.
All right. So, Cory, what is your favorite sport and what is your favorite sport team?
What is my favorite sport? To watch or to play?
To watch.
I'm going to have to say right now, I'm a big football fan and go Birds. That was a pretty fun game.
Yes, that was awesome. Jenna?
My favorite sport is horse racing. Duh.
That's a good answer, Jenna.
I love it.
What's your favorite race? Stage race.
Oh my gosh. I love going to the Hambletonian. It's got to be my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Hambo.
Breeders' Crown races are super fun also, but I don't think you can get much better than the Hambletonian.
Mm-mm.
Have you been to the Little Brown Jug?
I have not been there in person, and I think I need to go.
Yes, it's very fun. It's like a big fair.
Yes,
it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Let's put it on our list, Jenna.
I think we should all put it on our list.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Meadow and Ashley this year.
Yeah, let's do it.
Girls trip. We're going to Little Brown Jug.
Love it.
All right. What was the staple meal that you ate in college?
Mac and cheese.
That's a hard one. I mean, I was eating at the caf here at Del Val.
What were you eating? What was your go-to meal in the caf?
I have to say they are good at making breakfast, and they make a very good omelet. And I do remember that from being a student. So it must have been omelets.
Omelet. You didn't have to actually make it though, so you win. I lived on ramen.
Right.
So mac and cheese, ramen, about the same.
Yeah, I think everyone does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard them talking about SpaghettiOs. They still talk about SpaghettiOs.
I haven't had those in forever.
Making that. The Uncrustables. I hear the students talk about the Uncrustables.
Yes.
Those are key. I like those. I like them when they're frozen too, still a little bit frozen, a little crunchy.
Pass.
Peanut butter's a little hard.
I've never eaten an Uncrustable in my whole life.
Oh, well, we need to bring you some.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm okay.
You live once. It's a delicacy in college.
They're a little bit like Hot Pockets. They're either still a little bit frozen or they are boiling hot and you can't even bite it.
Right.
That's funny. All right. Would you rather wear a Hawaiian shirt for a month or a pair of bowling shoes?
Bowling shoes.
Hawaiian shirt, 100%.
I can see that.
There's so much with a Hawaiian shirt, but the bowling shoes,
no,
I need my boots.
Yeah. They are a little slippery, and so I am concerned that I may fall.
And they make a tapping noise.
Yeah, they're not too bad. I'm just worried that I would be cold in a Hawaiian shirt. Can I wear a coat on top of the Hawaiian shirt? Because that may change my answer.
You could put a turtleneck underneath, but it really needs to be a pronounced Hawaiian shirt moment.
Sticking with the shoes.
Okay.
All right. Final hot seat question. What is your biggest pet peeve?
Jenna, you go first.
Mine is the little bits of twine that are in the hay bales. not like the string, but like the little bits. I hate those, and sometimes the students miss them, and it really just grinds my gears when I see them in the stalls, and then I'm like going around picking them out. Yeah, those little twine pieces, they're my pet peeve.
You didn't hesitate.
No, you knew.
She really had an answer for that one. I'm really trying to think about it. I think like complainers. I'm like what's the positive side of this? People who aren't willing to see the positive side and like come up with the solution and think about how actually we're probably going to be fine. That is like a pet peeve of mine. I struggle with it a little.
You're a positive Patty. We have nicknames for this. There's positive Patties and there's negative Nancys.
I also hear the phrase toxic positivity, and I'm concerned that I may be venturing into that realm. I don't know. I try hard though.
I'll call you next time I'm a negative Nancy, and you can slap me back into positive Patty mode.
I'm ready. I'm here. I'm at your service.
You're a coach. You're a positive Patty coach. Jenna, would you say you're a positive Patty or a negative Nancy?
I'm not sure. I'm a little bit of both, I think. I think it depends.
I think she's a realist. She's a realist, but she can flip things to positive. And I think that's something that, especially when it's very cold and very late, then you have to bring the party sometimes, right, Jenna?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I can be a negative Nancy at times, but I do have to give Jenna credit. She has sleepovers with college students in that barn when those mares are foaling all night long. And I don't know if I could handle that.
She does great. And we try to keep her fueled with Starbucks as much as possible.
Okay. Good to know. Gift cards coming.
Thank you. Anywhere that I can get a latte, really. That isn't, I'm not into the Dunkin'. I like the Starbs.
Me too. Starbucks.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Agreed. What is your Starbucks order? Now I have to know, Jenna.
Brown sugar shaken espresso with whole milk.
I had that yesterday, but I had goat's milk. Or oat milk, not goat's milk. Oat milk.
I was like, goat's milk?
Nope. Sorry. I was thinking about Foal Cam goats probably. Or goats at a farm show. We had too much fun there. Yeah, it was definitely oat milk.
Yeah, they like to make it with oat milk. That's why I like to clarify that I like it with whole milk.
That's actually, I drink that one too with the oat milk, but I get decaf because too much caffeine. I can spin into it's too much energy for everyone, I think.
Too much positive Patty.
Yeah, could be.
Well, that does it for the hot seat and this episode of Hot to Trot. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us. And we are super excited with having our Foal Cams again at Del Val. And for all of our listeners, they're up live now. So go visit penhorseracing.com. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us at waterride.com. And we'll be happy to answer those questions about Foal Cams and everything that we do as our partnership with Delaware Valley University and their breeding program.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having us, guys. It's nice to hang out.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, and thank you to the Standardbred Breeders of Pennsylvania for sponsoring Hot to Trot. We'll see you next time.